Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Maryland Business Roundtable for Education's Way to Be at Home series. I am Laurie Bell. I'm the program coordinator for Dorchester County, and today you're viewing College Tell with Mrs. Bell. I want to thank you all for joining us. Today we're going to be discussing St. Mary's College of Maryland, and I have a special guest with me, Miss Emily Huey. Good morning, Emily. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to talk about St. Mary's. I have a lot of love for the college, so today's going to be super exciting.
Well, before we get to the college, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, gladly. So, again, my name is Emily Huey. I am an admission counselor at St. Mary's College of Maryland. I graduated from St. Mary's in spring 2019 with a degree in sociology, and then I never left. So, obviously, that's a good sign about the college. I loved it so much. During my time there, I was on the varsity women's soccer team, and I also now handle the Eastern Shore, which is where I grew up. So that's my experience with the college and how I ended up as an admission counselor.
Wow, so you loved it so much you never left.
Never left.
I had the opportunity to visit St. Mary's College many years ago, and what I remember is that it was on the water, if I'm correct, and it was very pretty. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So we are directly across from the St. Mary's River. So I think a lot of people realize that we're near the water, but we are right on the water. So with that, we have a lot of opportunities for water sports if you're interested in that, like paddleboarding, kayaking, windsurfing, fishing, all of that is right within walking distance. As a student, if I would get out of class early sometimes, I would go paddleboard on the river for about 30 minutes and then come right back to class. All of those opportunities are free and available to our students whenever they want. So that is something that is truly unique about our waterfront campus.
So you go to class, you have a break, you go paddleboard, and then you go back to class.
No big deal.
No, unless you fall in.
Yeah, don't fall in.
Better be very good at it, but that sounds like a lot of fun.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the size of the school. How many people attend? Tell me maybe some majors that are popular there. What would a student expect to find when they visited the school?
Absolutely. So we are a small public honors college, and with that, we have about 1,600 students. So that's about 400 students per class. The majority of our students are primarily Maryland residents, with about 90% of them living in Maryland. The remaining student body that we have is from about 26 different states and 8 different nations. So again, we are primarily Maryland because we are a public institution. Aside from our size, I know you mentioned majors. Some of our most popular majors are psychology, biology, English, environmental studies, political science, economics. Those are just some of the top favorite majors at St. Mary's, you could say, but we do offer about 75 other academic programs between our majors and our minors and our pre-professional programs. We are a highly undergraduate institution, but we do have one graduate program, which is our master's in teaching, and that is a one-year program post-graduation.
Very nice. Do you find your classes are large? If it's, you said you had 1,600 students. So in my mind, that says smaller classes.
Absolutely. So we really do emphasize having small class sizes. We have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which is one of the lowest in the nation. So with that, you're getting truly close personal attention from your professors. And those professors really care about your interests. They believe in your potential and they care about your success. So your average class size is going to be, again, about 10 to 15 students per class. One of the biggest classes you'll have will most likely be maybe an intro to biology, but all of your class sizes are going to be very small and you're going to have that close personal attention from your professors.
Very important when you're in school to have the nice connections with your professors. It's a very beautiful feeling. You know you'll learn better when you build those relationships. That's very good to hear. So you said you were a public honors college. What does that mean to a student that's in high school right now?
Yes. So at other colleges or universities, you will be accepted into the school. And then within that, you'll maybe be accepted into their honors program if you apply. But here at St. Mary's, once you are accepted into the college, you are a part of our honors college. So every course that you're taking is held at that honors level, and you will be graduating with an honors college degree.
Wow. Another bonus to St. Mary's College. You
Yep,
mentioned you had played soccer.
I did, yes.
What other sports are offered there?
So we have 19 Division III sports on campus and a a Division I sailing team. So I always like to say to students, because the number one thing they ask is, do you have football? And that is the one sport that we unfortunately do not have. But with that, we really do support all of our sports teams equally. So whether we're going out to support lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, volleyball, basketball, whatever that may be, we are supporting all of those teams equally. So again, we do have 19 varsity sports on campus.
Do you find that a lot of your students live on campus even as upperclassmen, or do they move off of campus? Do a lot of kids stay on the weekends? Tell us a little bit about what happens during the weekends or what kind of clubs people can join. A little bit of the fun part.
So with housing, we are a highly residential campus because we have guaranteed on-campus housing all 4 years. So typically once you move out of your dorm as a first year, you'll start looking to live off campus at other schools. Here you have your housing guaranteed for you on campus. So you start off in your dorm, and then your sophomore and junior year, you'll move into suite style housing. And then by your senior year, you can have your own townhouse on campus. So you never have to deal with a landlord or anything like that. Of our students who are residential non-commuters, about 81% of them do choose to live on campus all 4 years. So a high percentage of them are living there. And you asked for activities. Is that what the second part was?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier about some activities that are available, for the kids that aren't playing the D3 sports. What kind of activities go on?
Yes, so there are so many things that you can do at St. Mary's. We have over 100 student-led clubs and organizations. That's anything from our climbing club, equestrian dance club, creative writing, a cappella, mock trial, over 100. I can't even begin to list all of them, but they are so fun, many opportunities for students. And again, those waterfront activities are very popular amongst our students.
And there was the one thing you told me about earlier that there's actually even a course for that I was enthralled with. I thought I would want to take it, and that was scuba.
Yes, we have scuba, and we also have underwater archaeology. So those are two things that you don't hear too much about being offered at schools, but we do have that with the environment of being right on the water. That is something that is super exciting that we offer to our students.
That's so good to hear. If I were in school right now, I'd want to take the scuba class. That sounds like fun.
Absolutely.
So, this is an unusual time that we're living in right now. And I know our rising juniors are getting ready to apply to different schools. What would you tell a rising junior as far as applications, SAT scores, essays? What would you be looking for? I know a lot of decisions haven't been made yet, but what advice would you give them at this point?
Right. So with the current situation that we are in, my little piece of advice would be to just make the best of this situation that you can. Just stay focused on your academics, whether that's going to be online or in person in the fall and the semesters to come. Just remain positive and hopeful. But aside from my little piece of advice, we are moving test optional. So for current fall 2020 applicants, you do still have to submit SAT or ACT scores, but for those applying fall 21 and beyond, we will be test optional. So if you think that your test scores are a great indicator of your academic ability, you can go ahead and submit those. But if you think that they don't accurately represent you as a student, you don't have to. So that is something that we're exciting about offering to our students in the future.
But just to reiterate, that's starting in fall of 2021. The students applying this year, we would want them to still take their SATs and ACTs or submit the scores that they have.
Yes. So current seniors who are graduating right now and going into college in the fall, we need their test scores. After that, we will be test optional.
And when you say current seniors, you said graduating now.
Yes.
So the rising junior or the rising seniors, the juniors that are just completing their school year, their test would be optional?
Correct.
Very good information to know. Thank you for letting me clarify that.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to share that's special about the school? I can tell you love the school. You've stayed after graduating and you're promoting.
You can tell?
So is there anything else special that you'd like everyone to know?
I could go on and on. There's so many unique things about St. Mary's, but I think some of the ones that you maybe won't find on the website are just little hidden gems, like all of our hidden beaches that we have throughout historic St. Mary's City. So throughout historic St. Mary's, we have a bunch of trails, and if you follow those trails, whether you want to walk or bike, they'll take you to so many private little beaches that are right on the St. Mary's River, and that is something that you won't find many places. But besides from our little hidden beaches, we have something called the Seven Wonders. And the Seven Wonders of St. Mary's are important landmarks on campus, and they're known for their historical significance and their links to student traditions. So if you are a first year and you are coming in the fall or whatever that may be, and you come for orientation, you definitely will hear about those Seven Wonders. And then as you go through St. Mary's all 4 years, you see them every day and you know their importance and you know the traditions that they're linked to. And it just is a really great feeling knowing where you are and that everyone has those things that they just really love and look forward to seeing. But I think if I had to say one thing, as a St. Mary's alum, I can honestly say that attending SMCM is one of the best decisions that you can make. You'll be challenged academically, but you also will meet great students and great professors that you will have in your corner for life. And that is the number one thing that I carry with me after leaving St. Mary's. Well, I guess I haven't left, but graduating from St. Mary's.
Graduating. Very nice. Well, Emily, I would like to thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. I know we're all very busy. You've given us a wealth of information, and I'm sure our students across the state will benefit from it. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome. Thank you for doing this.
My pleasure. Believe me, I enjoy what I do. So, ladies and gentlemen, students, thank you for being with Maryland Business Roundtable for Education's Way to Be at Home series. I'm Laurie Bell, and for College Tell with Mrs. Bell, we'd like to remind you to download our app, the Way to Be app, to help you prepare for your college and career after high school. Have a wonderful day.